Welcome to this Improver's Quickstep improvisation with slow stepping and promenade dance lesson. Learning tips including health and safety advice are in the description. I think of this as a utility move or a practical move. I suspect you're not going to look at it immediately and go, wow, this is amazing, my dancing is going to be transformed. But I think if you stick with the lesson, by the end you'll realise, oh, it links loads of stuff and it means I can explore more, do more things in my dancing and know I've got somewhere to go, and actually, wow, it's really improved the amount I can do. For a warm-up, maybe join in with us as we dance slows around the outside of the dance floor to a Quickstep song.
We're going to be dancing offset quite a bit, which is just going to show you, and you can join in if you like. Lead yourself on the left, follow yourself on the right, dance offset now. Step, 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 and so on. Let's dance offset again. Lead yourself on the right, left, follow yourself on the right, let's start now. Step, 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 step. Okay, we're now going to dance facing. Oh look, you can see the difference. So this is kind of what we're used to dancing generally. Lead yourself on the left, follow yourself on the right, let's go now. Step, step, I'm tucking each side of the follower's right foot as we would learn in lots of other beginner lessons. Okay, we're going to position ourselves. Question, are we in offset or facing? We're in offset. And do you know what? The steps are exactly the same, except that I'm not tucking around my follower's right foot, I'm slightly to the side. And step, 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 step. We're basically just going to dance in offset. For this lesson, we're not going to worry about switching. But if you did want to switch, let's just look at it once. Well, we'll repeat it 3 times, join or watch each time. We're going to start by facing, let's go now. 4, 3, 2, 1, offset, 3, 2, 1, facing, 3, 2, 1, offset, 3. Right, let's do that again. So the point is, it's not that difficult switching the two. Well, it does require some practice. It's another thing, again, be sympathetic to your partner. There's things for the leaders to do, there's things for the followers to do, which might make it difficult or easy. Let's start in facing, lead step left, follow start on the right. Let's go now. 4, 3, 2, 1, leaders step to the side, 2, 1, leaders go in front, 2, 1, leaders step to the side. Lead left, follow right, join or watch now. 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, and so on. I could have let the follower across instead of making myself move, but I thought it would be easier for us to start off with the leader doing the moving. There you go.
Let's use the offset slow stepping to a song for a practice dance to get used to the shape. We'll join in with you as usual, and if you watch, I'm going to be playing around with it a bit, trying to use timing and other little tricks to make one very simple move actually generate quite a lot of variety. It's pretty trivial, but if the follower's not turning and the leader's not turning, it just looks like this. Let's go now. Step, 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 step. Now let's look at the footwork, which is pretty trivial. We're both travelling forward. Leaders step first with the left, followers step first with the right. Let's go now. Step, 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 step. And another practice dance. This time we'll dance it in promenade position. And again, I'm going to play around a bit, try and use timing and other little tricks to make one shape into a bit of variety during the dance.
We are offset. The leaders are set to the right, left. The followers are set to the right. The leaders are set to the left, followers are set to the right. So we're going to shuffle around so you can see us sideways. And we're going to do something on the left in a moment. Watch this. Step, 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 step. Join in or watch. I'll do it 2 or 3 more times. Leaders are set to the left, followers are set to the right. Let's go now. Step, step, open, step, 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 step. Let's do it again. I'll say promenade this time. Let's learn the tempo word. Lead left, follow right, let's go now. Step, step, promenade, step, step, step. One more time for luck. Lead a step to the left, follow a step to the right, let's go now. Step, step, promenade, step, step. Suppose we're already in promenade position. We're going to repeat this like 4 times. Just join in the watch now. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the follower back, then we carry on. Be aware. I'm just going to talk through an issue. We're going to count to 4. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Suppose I want the follower to come across and I start pulling his hand a bit. That is okay-ish, but wait a second, it's supposed to leave the whole body. This hand here is currently holding the follower back, so I need to actually release this hand as well, so that her whole body can turn. See how this arm releases, so make sure you release the hands behind. Okay? We'll repeat it 3 more times, and you can think about releasing that right hand as a leader, follow and give feedback if that's not happening, and then we can just also practice the steps. Join in or watch, please start on the left, follow us on the right, let's go now. 4, 3, 2, 1, release back into offset walking. Let's do 3 more of those, I'm not sure why I said okay, but let's do 3 more. Leader left, follower right, let's go now. 4, 3, 2, 1, let's carry on walking now. That's the one. Lead to start on the left, remember joining or watch, it's up to you, let's go now. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, I keep counting down from 4. Why is that? It's because I'm planning ahead, and I'm like, right, well, I know that if we start on that foot, then we're definitely going to. I'm doing a lot of kind of work behind the scenes. You can't just count down from 4. So, this time, we'll do it real time. Watch this. I'm on the left. I'm on the left. I could have gone there. Let's do it now. So the idea is, I'm releasing the follower as I step on the left foot. Because as with so many things in dancing, as a leader, if you're on the left, it's a good place to start something. That's a whole other video I'm saying. Right, let's do another couple where we just release on the left, improvising. So you release when you want to on the left, or do it at the same time as me. Let's start now. I'm on the left. Could have gone there. Could have gone there. Will go there. Let's do that another time. Lead us up the left, follow start with the right, let's go now. Could have gone there, let's go there! Could have gone there, could have gone there, could have gone there. You can practice that in your own time. Remember, be aware of the hand releasing. If you don't release the hand before, plug it around. And spot the pattern. We're changing a lot of these things on the left, relating to these slow steps. So that's a bonus, makes it, I think, a lot easier to make patterns and get the whole thing working. Let's all do the exercise together, so let's start on the same foot. Obviously, you don't have to start like this. So when we lead us going to start on the left, follow us going to start on the right, and we're in offset position. Anyway, right, let's shuffle around. Question. When can we go into promenade position? I could do it now, because I'm on my left, but I'm not going to. So we just take a right step. I'm about to step with my right. I'm not going to go into promenade position now, because if I did, I would injure my palm. It's quite likely. The follower could easily open out now. I'm on my left, I could do promenade. So let's do it. And then we can just carry on with promenade. Let's do that again. And we're talking through again, looking at when we can and when we can't go into promenade easily. So lead us back to the left, forward, let's step to the right, like so. We'll just shuffle around so with sideways the camera. I'm about to step with my left. We could go into promenade position, but we're not going to. I'm about to step with my right, because I'm the leader, and we can't go into promenade position. I'm about to step with my left. We could do, but let's not. I'm about to step with my right. We can't. I'm about to step with my left. We could do, let's do it. Leaders, when you're about to step with the left, if it's all kind of working okay, you could go into promenade position. You're just learning it. Anyway, please lead it gently, because that way, if it's in the right place, you'll be okay, and the follower can then ignore the lead if necessary.
Okay, what if we want to travel sideways, both of us stepping forwards? If we don't move our upper bodies, it ends up looking like this, which is a bit awkward. I mean, we were being a bit silly there for effect, and you can still do it, and it doesn't look that bad, but basically what you do is you kind of both turn your upper body a bit. So we'll kind of do that with facing the camera. So let's face each other. This is how we might be dancing, and then if we're going to head that way and both step forward, we kind of open out. Now, interesting controversy, what should happen with the leader's hand? We'll talk about that in a minute. Basically, we've both opened out, and this enables, because our bodies are turned this way, it's easier to then step forwards in a kind of comfortable way. Like so. Da, 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 ba, ba. Let's deal with a controversial issue. I call it controversial because I hear other teachers saying both sides of the argument, but like theirs is the only answer. Whereas I would say there's more than one answer. Go with what works for you. But I've got a favourite. Should we open up like this so we're perfectly symmetrical? Well, there's lots of good reasons for that because it's kind of symmetrical and it's fun. And as long as the follower kind of knows what's going on, it kind of works. Because the follower might, so if I'm like this, maybe the follower, or let's should I call you Sue? Yeah. Sue might see me open out and copy. So I didn't really need to lead it, she just copied. That's one interpretation. I'm not super keen on that interpretation. I prefer the idea that even if Sue's got her eyes closed, if I push Sue's hand, it will open her out, and then I can open out as well. So for me, in promenade position, I prefer my hand to be further across, because that way there's an element of leading. But it doesn't make it perfectly symmetrical. Can you see my hand is further across? There's not. So what we might do is once we get started, I might start letting that hand just drift across slightly. I don't know, I'm not always keen on that because then the follower might think I'm starting to lead them across. So it's kind of whatever works for you. I tend to prefer asymmetrical with my hand further across. But some people And I've seen teachers be quite strong about this, saying, no, you shouldn't do that, it should be symmetrical. Hey, whatever works for you. Pop quiz, which way are we going to step? The answer is we could step either way. So I might step forwards to follow a step backwards like this. Let's start again. Or I might step backwards, bum, bottom. Or I might go sideways. Now if I'm going to go sideways here, I'm probably going to do quicks because we're trapped in on each other like this. Quick and quick and quick. If I wanted us to go sideways but with slows, I would probably, we'll deal with an exception in a moment, I'd probably have to reposition like this so we're more open. And then it's easier to do slow stepping forward like that. Let's cover the exception. I very, very rarely find myself doing this while social dancing, and it kind of goes like this. Slow, 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 slow. So I'll just do that once more, or twice more, just describing it. Because let's call it step, close, step, close, step, close, step, close, step. That close is actually a weight change, so I'm now going to call it with the leader's feet. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Exaggerating my feet there so you can see.
There is a way to extend this and make the dancing more dramatic, faster, create the potential for more different things. And that is to create a sharper transition. What I mean is that the move happens faster. We change from one shape to another much more quickly. Now, I haven't covered this in the lesson. The reason is I see it as an advanced skill because as a leader, if you give that dramatic lead in the wrong place, the follower may not be able to cope with it and may get injured because you might force them to twist in a place where they're not comfortable twisting. So this is something to look forward to, and I'm highlighting it so that if you decide you want to try and sharpen things up, you're aware that it's not as easy as it looks maybe, and to be really careful. Thanks for watching. This is one of a series of nearly 50 lessons that create a complete partner dance learning experience. The video description and my website have lots more information to help.